My son and I rode the Gap in 2023, starting in October to avoid the heat. We took the train from Pittsburgh to Cumberland, thinking we'd get the early elevation change out of the way quickly. And the videos that follow give you a picture of what was really a pretty good trip. Okay, the train got in early, pulling in just as we finally found the train station. It took a little while, but we made it. Gonna sit here for a little bit before we get going.
What? Okay. What am I doing?
The train is hot.
I gotcha.
It's like 59 degrees outside. Didn't need a coat due to the rushing, getting the bikes loaded. A little bit sweaty, but we're on the way. Yep. We'll squeeze around you here.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Bike trail right there. Well, looks like it. Bumpy here. All right, go up ahead, Kendall. Okay, in the narrows, about a 1.8% grade. We can feel it. But notice, and no trains beside us yet. Weighted down. I have 30 pounds. Kendall, you have what, 20? All right, Kendall says we've gone 2.5 miles. We're on the uphill. We got 22 miles of uphill, 1.4% grade. We took off our coats and our long sleeve shirts, and looks pretty. I'm gonna get a picture of a rail car coming here. The brush tunnel is history.
What?
Peanut butter burrito.
Oh, I folded mine up into quarters.
Mm-hmm. Blue jays, crows screaming at a red-tailed hawk out here. Right, we came from there. We're going from there, right in the Gap. We've made it 10 miles, only a measly 140 to go. Okay, we stopped in Frostburg, Maryland to get water. Nice little kiosk. We still got a few miles till we get to the top of the Continental Divide. It has been a slog. When we got on here, the guy at the C&O Canal Interpretive Center, the National Park, said, you do 21 miles uphill on that Great Allegheny Passage, and you will wish you had done the C&O Canal Trail, and it has proved to be a slog. There's nothing downhill, constant about 1.4 to 1.8% grade. It's burning us out. Kendall's milking the water machine there for water. Quite a few people here. A pretty good little bird list so far, and I'll take a quick look at what we got left to go here. Pittsburgh, 134 miles. We've just barely touched the surface. Thinking we might be able to get to Confluence on day one. That's going to be a ride and a half because we're already a little bit sore. But again, pretty quickly we're going to be heading downhill, and that'll make things a lot easier. But gorgeous, gorgeous spot. A lot of people out on the trail today. Yeah. 1911 says. Stay in lane. No, it's been worse. That one we were in Missouri was, or Illinois, was way worse. Okay, back out to the heat and the solar panels that power the lights in there. Okay, we just made the Mason-Dixon Divide here, Mason-Dixon line, entering Pennsylvania. There'll be a new bird list and a few other things here. Kind of nice marker there. And here's the line right here. Pennsylvania, Maryland. Wow. Okay, the wonderful thing here is that the structure up ahead is the Continental Divide. We've had 23 to 24 miles of uphill slog, barely able to keep 7 miles an hour. After that, it's downhill to Pittsburgh. There was some intention of getting this out of the way at the start, but boy, it was a slog. It was all we could do sometimes to keep going. Ooh, and it gets paved. And there's a hill, of course, to get to the Continental Divide. Water on one side to the Mississippi, water on the other side to Chesapeake Bay. Boy, there's a slog up the last part here. Got to make it to the top.
What's that line?
All right, I just stopped on the Continental Divide. Wow. Well, we made it 23 miles to the top. Was it a slog? Well, kinda, but it really wasn't bad. I think I just had an expectation of a little higher speed. The slow pace allowed us to really enjoy an awful lot of beautiful scenery. And if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't hesitate to start at the bottom at Cumberland and work my way up. Ready for the downhill. Okay, we camped at Confluence, Pennsylvania last night at the Outflow campground. It was pretty nice. A little damp, but I think that was normal. 62 miles in. Lunch or supper was whatever, another peanut butter burrito. Very good, wasn't it, Kendall? And breakfast, we're riding 10 miles to Ohiopyle, a little restaurant there where I've been before, and I think they serve a pretty good meal. Also gives us a little break after the first 10 miles. We're not that sore. I think the bedtime Motrin probably helped. Campground was quiet. No showers, unfortunately, but what to worry. It was quiet, didn't get too cold. Got up 10 miles to Ohiopyle this morning where we had breakfast, a great burrito or two. And we're getting ready to head out. Today's total should be just about 60 miles. And through probably, what we just did to get to Ohiopyle is probably the most beautiful that we've been on yet. Just gorgeous scenery along the Allegheny River. Man, couldn't ask for anything better. And the next, I think 15 miles will be about the same. 17 miles to Connellsville, and then on from there, hopefully, to just north of McKeesport tonight. All right, you ready? I don't know if this is the high or the low bridge. I think this is the low. You remember this part? We walked it. Oh, coming out of Ohiopyle. Yeah, right, yeah. That's what Kelvin says. Great spot for hamburger. Right? Boy, I've had it one hamburger in the last 2 or 3 years, I think.
I kind of feel like A, you had one hamburger, you had a lot of hamburgers.
Yeah.
And then B,
This is where we would have camped had we been a little slower. It's at Ohiopyle State Park. There's 4 of these campsites up off the trail a little ways. This is the one we had reserved. We actually have it for tonight. It's going to just be a $10 donation to the Ohiopyle State Park system. But a nice area, kind of quiet up here, out of the way. Four sites, one person's sleeping in it, looks like. Maybe next time. Gusulkana. All right. All right, we're probably about 5 miles out of Connellsville. It's been an extremely beautiful section of trail. through Ohiopyle State Park, meeting a few people. Not many, most of them a little more up in the years, similar to me. But the river's been on our side the whole way. The forest is pretty deep. Very little sign of people. And then I think there was a bunch of cabins at one point, and then the town of Ohiopyle itself.
Those Bianchis that well, not both Bianchis don't have a rack, but one's like kind of a pleasure racing bike. But the one I bought from Eli doesn't have a rack.
Drabo campground. We spent the night. I took my tent down. Kendall's getting his things down. Sort of primitive Adirondack shelters, wood piles, fire pit. George sleeping over there. Not a bad place. Nice campground. I think we're about 5 miles from the city. McKeesport, and when we get there, it's just going to be city from there on to the end, probably. Uneventful night. Hung things up so the raccoons couldn't get our food or into our bags. That seemed to go well. Looks pretty good. Nice place. Nice place to camp. There's a few of these free campgrounds along, more on this end of the trail. We didn't see too many earlier, but I enjoyed it. So we'll get the bikes packed up and get going here soon. And a little variety. Not quite the Ohiopyle State Park here, but the trail nonetheless. Looks like a second amusement park here for the trip. The scenery is a little bit more rich in iron and other metals. Over the Monongahela. How about that? Okay, I think that's good enough for that bridge. We're going to turn around and go back. I don't know. Well, that was a pretty good trip. 48 hours from when we got off the train in Cumberland till when we arrived at Point State Park. No wrecks, no flats, no errors. A lot of friendly people, 2 wonderful nights of camping. We had a few time constraints that maybe had us push it a little bit. And if I had my choice, I might take a few more stops and enjoy a little bit more of the scenery along the way. But overall, a great trip. No regrets. Hope to do it again.